Mr. Venturi, can you confirm you can hear me?
I confirm that I can hear the great Dr. Badir. Yes, absolutely.
As can I.
Perfect. Thank you so much. All right, let's get started then. So welcome to Computational Science Strand orientation. So today we're going to just take a brief look at what our strand is about. And so let me go ahead and introduce myself. I am an instructor for junior year course called Computational Physics. My bachelor's degree, master's degree, and then PhD all in theoretical physics. So I really love my field, and that's what I'm doing here at the Government School. So let me go ahead and dive into and really share with you what this computational physics is about. So computational physics, in a nutshell, it is a course on the fundamental principles of physics and numerical Python. So it's basically it's application of computers to advanced science. We are really exploring science in a very modern way. And then at the same time, on one hand, we learn all this physics and fundamentals and principles of physics. And on the other hand, we'll also have computers and apply them to really propel forward. Looking from a different angle, from a different view, if we consider, for example, fields such as physics and then math and then computer science, computational physics really combines them all. It really borrows from all of them, and it just becomes a very unique course. This course is a graduate level course actually, but brought down to our government school students level. It's a college level course at this. Now, if we dive into and look in detail what this course is about, it really includes college level physics 201 and 202. So we start off with forces and motion, and then we follow conservation laws, momentum, energy. And then on one hand, we'll learn all of these beautiful physics concepts. And on the other hand, we'll also learn programming concepts. And down the road, we merge the two fields, two concepts together to make the best out of the whole thing. And not to mention that it's this whole course is dual enrolled. So students are going to receive 4 + 4, total 8 college dual enrollment credits for this course. Now, computational tools. When we talk about the computational, obviously there are today many really tools available out there. Some of them are open source, and there are, for example, languages such as C, C++, C#, and so on and so forth. But there are also software such as MATLAB and Mathematica proprietary software. So specifically, we dive into and learn Python. The reason we choose programming languages as our base vehicle Python is because it's really easy to learn Python. It's a super powerful language, and students can relate to it. And once they learn how to code in Python, for them it becomes easy to learn other languages as well. So our main vehicle, our main programming is really Python. Now, one important thing I would like to mention here is that no prior coding is required for our course. Students are starting from scratch, from very beginning, to learn physics, and also start from the very beginning learning how to program. And they start programming in Python. Now, down the road, we start utilizing platforms such as Jupyter, and then Jupyter, Python, and there is a numerical library, a very important vital library called NumPy. So utilizing the whole thing, this becomes a very important mathematical or computational techniques we make available for our students to do computational science. Some of the projects students do in our classes will be, for example, like this. Given a projectile motion, now students really know how to deal with this conceptually because they learned physics. But at the same time, students now are able to simulate the whole thing. So it's about modeling and simulation of the real physical world. And this is work done by a student from our strand. Some other projects include such as satellites and motion of the satellites, and or for example, simulation of the solar system using pure Python. So it's three-dimensional simulation of the solar system. And there are, for example, different projects such as motion of the sun, Raspberry Pis, Arduinos, we're about to mention in a bit. So So these are some of our students doing activities. In our course, we make sure that students are experiencing not just theoretical, concepts, but also they do it right there. So we want our students to become active participants, active learners rather than passive listeners. So they do learn physics. They do physics instead of just sitting there and listening to a lecture. And students really are, all these concepts are reinforced through weekly labs, physics labs, and then also students will do hands-on activities throughout the year. Now, another important thing we host as our Strand, computational Strand, is a Pi Club. Python Club is a student-run club that really motivates students to learn more, to advance more in programming skills. So really, they get together, they do weekly meetings, and they solve quite interesting problems in programming, making sure that they learn in and out, really up to advanced level Python, and also ensuring that they are well prepared for the contests I'm going to mention. So towards the end of first semester and toward beginning of the second semester, our students are up and ready to do some challenges. So we encourage our students to participate in various contests such as FNet or Great Computer Challenge hosted at ODU, WHRO, or VCU, or UVA, CodeQuest. So these are different really contests in programming for high schoolers, as well as also physics contests. And so our students really dive in and join and participate at these contests. And so these are some of our winners. They came first place at Great Computer Challenge. For the past, I would say 7 or 8 years, we're getting the first places again and again at Great Computer Challenge. Our students also participate at CodeQuest, Lockheed Martin, among other, contests. So with this, I'm pleased to now go ahead and announce or introduce our next speaker, who is a new senior year teacher. Her name is Elizabeth Jessamine. So Jessamine, it's yours.
Hello, everyone. Can you all see me? Oh, okay. Well,
Not yet.
I have the screen on.
I can see you.
Okay.
Any of our students are, if you're able to put into the chat that you are able to see and hear Ms. Jessamine, please do so. I would appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, good. Okay, that's good. That's very good. Thank you. So hello, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Jessamine, and I will be taking over Mr. Venturi's position as in the computational science course. I have a background in both mathematics, applied mathematics, and computer and programming. So nothing to worry about there. Next slide. So the class will focus on the emphasis on programming. However, in this case, unlike in Dr. Badir's class, my course will focus mostly on the C++ programming language. It'll be focused more on the advanced programming portions. However, I'm still going to give you a run through of the basics of C++, like input and output, loops, conditionals, that sort of thing. And then it's going to go slow down into more advanced topics like classes and structs. So anyway, and we're also going to talk about algorithms like sorting algorithms and dynamic programming, along with other things. I'm sorry. Anyway, this program is project-based. It'll be focusing on real-world applications of C++ programming language. So you'll get assignments that have real-world applications, and you're expected to do them. And we also have this collaboration with the engineering strand called ED Lab. Now that's once a week where you and the engineering strand come together to create a project. And this usually happens once a week. However, when it gets later into the year, they'll become more frequent, maybe for the next 5 days or something like that. So you can finish your project by the end of the year.
Very good. Thank you very much, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
And now to recap the whole session, basically this strand is the best strand in the world. All our strands are really great, but this strand really is the main focus, as you can see, that it is to provide students with necessary skills in coding, in programming, so they can actually have a take on and handle problems in science. The junior level, they learn how to handle problems in physics, and at the senior level, they learn how to handle things in general really way, such as manipulation of data, learning C++, and solving really different various problems. And also emphasized in the students also dive in to do some very cool scientific projects. So through collaboration called EDE Lab collaboration. So now if you have any questions, this is going to be the chance for you to go ahead and ask any questions in the chat box. And please make sure that next you also attend another session, which is college planning session with Dr. Fithian. It's going to start at 7:30. How long we have until then? We'll have 5 more minutes to go there. And I'm going to post in the chat box a link for that session. So right after the session, you should be able to join that session. Let me go ahead and wait a minute or two to see if you have any questions thus far.
I can answer this question.
Sure, go ahead.
I encourage you all in the programming course that it won't just be focused on C. It doesn't have to just be focused on C++. I encourage you to try to use a variety of programming languages. And if we have time and you're interested, I can show you maybe the same program under a different language. The whole point of programming is, to make sure that we cover everything.
Perfect. I hope that answers the question. But my take would be also, if I were to add one thing about this is this. During the junior year, students will learn the fundamentals of programming and the really logical programming. Once students will learn one programming language, such as Python or C or C++, it really doesn't matter what language they're going to be learning next, because it's the same logic, same principle, set of principles. Only syntax is different. So our students really learn on their own any other language they want. For example, even JavaScript, C#, among others, really. So we provide them the basis, the fundamentals, really the core logic with advancement in Python as well as C++, and then students can go ahead in other language they want. Okay, any other questions? All right, now in the chat box, I'm going to provide the link to our next session, which is going to be college planning with Dr. Fithian. So you can go ahead and find the link in the chat box. As soon as you click on it, you're going to be taken out of this session, and then you're going to be joining Dr. Fithian's session about college planning. Thank you very much. We are super excited to see you in the fall time, and have a great evening.